All right, welcome everybody to Foundational Wellness powered by Essential Oils. This class is all about helping you feel your best, creating foundational habits that are going to help no matter what your ailment or diagnosis is. So, before we get started, I would love to hear. You can unmute yourself, you can write in the chat. I want this to be as personalized as I can for you. So let me know, like, what is your top one or two health concerns, yours or your family's? What is your priority? Are you struggling with sleep? Are you struggling with hormone imbalances or weight? Or actually, I was just talking to somebody today who was thyroid, and I was like, oh, be on this class. Um, what do you feel like is your biggest health concern right now?
Mine would be balancing the hormones, and I would love to release about 8 or 9 pounds. Have a wedding dress coming up I want to fit into,
Yes.
and just top immune health. That's my goal.
Same. Immune health, same. I'm dealing with a little bit of a cold, so I'm gonna it's still gonna be a good class. We're gonna see how my nose holds up through this. Thank you for sharing. Um, so I it doesn't matter whether you typed it in the chat or whether you're watching the recording. Honestly, we'll make sure we address some of those things that Cindy mentioned, but also whatever you said, foundations are where we start. Foundations are always our first priority. So, my friend Molly always shares this analogy of if you think about if you are going to take a picture, so grab your phone, you're going to take a picture, and that picture turns out blurry. What's the first thing that you're going to do to try to fix the problem? I don't know about you, but this happens to me a lot. And the very first thing I have to do is clean my camera lens because it's in my pocket, my hands touch it, and it's got fingerprints on it. So the very first thing I'm going to do if my picture isn't really nice is clean my camera lens and then try again. Now, is that going to work 100% of the time? No. There could be other issues going on, but that's my first line of defense. And that is what foundational wellness is. Foundational wellness is cleaning the camera lens. It's letting us know, like, is this a baseline problem or is this something deeper? And if it's deeper, we can go there too. But going deeper always works better if your camera lens is clean. So that foundational wellness is our first step before we dig deeper. So, let me go to my next. Oh, I'm clicking too much. All right. So this quote by Dr. Will Cole, I think, is just kind of telling of the way our world works right now. So if you don't follow Dr. Will Cole on Instagram, he is a wealth of knowledge. And his quote says that Americans have the shortest lifespan, the most chronic disease, the most avoidable deaths, despite spending the most on healthcare. And I'm going to assume this is within like first world countries. And that is a shocking statistic. So you've maybe heard me say this before if you've heard me teach. By the way, my name is Christy Seibel, and I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner. So I talk to people about food all day long. I also help people find the right supplements for their bodies. So this is my full-time job is helping people improve their health. And so when I see statistics like this, I talk about with my clients a lot. Our healthcare system, what I've always said in the past is our healthcare system's job is to keep us alive. It is our job to stay healthy. It is not our medical system's job to keep us healthy. It's their job to keep us alive. And I've always said that they do a good job at that. This statistic would maybe imply otherwise. But their job is to keep you alive, not to keep you feeling your best, not to keep you healthy, because being alive and being healthy are two very different things. And so, if you want to stay healthy, if you want to feel your best, live your healthiest life, you have to take that into your control. It's your job. And so today we're going to talk about five foundational things that you can do to help improve your health. For each of those five, I'm going to give you a shift. So, something that you can shift right now in your life, a habit you can start to implement, and then also a support and how doTERRA and essential oils can support that foundation. So, our very first foundation we're going to talk about is drink. Drink more water. And I know it seems so simple. You've probably heard this before. You've probably heard that you should be drinking more water. You've maybe even heard that you should be drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water every day. Yes. But what you maybe haven't heard is why. So when we start to talk about hydration, this is always our number one priority, when it comes to our health, because so many symptoms can come back to not drinking enough water, including imbalanced hormones, including trouble focusing, brain fog, headaches, um, including immune health. Everything in our body functions on water. Even things like muscle cramps, heartburn, constipation, all of those things can be caused first by dehydration. And we're not talking massive amounts of dehydration. We're talking like 1 to 2%. So it may take some time to build back up. If you haven't been drinking a lot of water, you don't need to go to like 100 ounces tomorrow. Your body, you're going to spend all day in the bathroom. You maybe need a little adjustment time, slowly build up. But your goal should be drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water every day. Now, here's a support, and this support is non negotiable. Now, I'm not saying doTERRA is not negotiable, but the support is non negotiable, and that is electrolytes. So, electrolytes are minerals that your body uses to absorb water. Electrolytes are calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, and these minerals actually like help our cells open up so that water can go inside. Think about in the summer when it gets really hot and the ground is really dry and we get a good rain, and the rain basically just like runs right off the soil because the soil is so dry. That's what happens to your cells. You can be drinking all the water, but if your cells have shriveled up into dry little discs, the water is just going to wash right off of them. And so, what electrolytes do is help those cells actually use the water so that they can go inside the cell and rehydrate our cells, not just our body. And so, there's lots of electrolyte supplements out there right now. Gatorade is not one of them. It's a question I get a lot. Yeah, like Gatorade. No, probably at one point in time, Gatorade was actually an electrolyte. It is not anymore. It's colored sugar water. It is not an electrolyte. It's not going to help you here. Um, there are lots of different electrolyte supplements on the market, but let me tell you why doTERRA is my favorite. And it's not because I sell doTERRA. I have several different electrolytes that I carry at my office. This is by far my favorite because number one, okay, I have three. Number one, it tastes good. A lot of electrolyte supplements can be really, really salty. This isn't. It had, I mean, there's a little the salty flavor because it has some sodium in it. But there's a wild strawberry flavor. There's a lemon lime flavor. My son just got home from soccer practice. This is what he puts in his water when he's at practice. This is his sports drink. So it tastes good. My kids like it. My husband likes it. I feel like he's the bigger test of whether something is approved or not, even more than my kids. Number two is MetaPower Recharge, which is the name of doTERRA's electrolytes. Recharge has 3 times more sodium than it has potassium. Nope, other way around. 3 times more potassium than sodium. And that's important. A lot of electrolyte supplements have a lot of sodium in there. And sodium is great. We need sodium, but I don't know about you, but I get quite a bit of sodium in my diet. I like salt. I'm not afraid of salt. I salt my food. And so I'm getting a good amount of sodium in my diet. What I'm not getting enough probably in my diet is potassium, and most of us aren't. If you're not eating a lot of leafy greens, if you're not eating, I know we always think about bananas, sardines. There's a lot of sources of potassium, but supplementing potassium tends to be where that deficiency comes in. And so this is going to give us 3 times more potassium than sodium. The third thing I really like about Recharge is it has 4 types of magnesium. A lot of electrolyte supplements will either not contain magnesium or they'll just throw in the cheap one so that they can say magnesium is in there. Recharge has 4 different types of magnesium, including magnesium L-threonate, which is the good stuff. It can actually cross the blood-brain barrier. And so good. It has magnesium sulfate, magnesium citrate, and magnesium chloride. So 4 different types of magnesium in Recharge. And actually a cool thing, let me open this box up quick. I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually a liquid. It's not a powder. And so by having those minerals in here as in a liposomal form, actually makes it easier for your body to use. So water. You didn't know we could spend 10 minutes talking just about water, but okay, maybe this is where you can even stop. Don't actually stop, don't leave. But like if you aren't drinking your water, if you aren't using an electrolyte, this is your only goal for right now. Listen to everything else so you know what comes next. But I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by the number of things you need to start. I want you to pick one thing. And if you aren't doing this, this is the one thing you start with. If you're like, yep, I've got this, or maybe a couple weeks from now, you're like, yeah, this feels good, keep listening so you know what to focus on next. Number 2 is eat. Eat real food. So at the most basic level, we want to focus on foods that have no ingredients. We want to eat foods that are ingredients, or at least foods that when you look at their ingredient list, you know what every ingredient in that food is. So we want to eat apples. We want to eat celery. We want to eat beef. Like eat things that are ingredients, not things that have ingredients. Or again, if they do have an ingredient list, can you read those things? Is it something you could make in your kitchen? Sometimes I look at the ingredient list on the things that my kids bring home from school. I'm like, you guys, tell me what this is. Tell me what these ingredients are. If it's not something we can grab in the kitchen, your body doesn't know what that is. And if your body doesn't know what it is, your body's going to store that as a toxin versus using it as fuel. I could talk about eating real food for literally days. This is my job, but I want to give you 2 big tips when it comes to eating. Number 1, we're all women on this call right now. Sorry, guys, if you're watching this later, it applies to you too, but especially women. The thing I see the most in women is under eating protein. Are you eating protein at every meal? So obviously the easy choice there is meat. Eggs to some extent, but eggs don't actually have a ton of protein, so you have to eat quite a few to get an adequate amount of protein. So meat, fish, eggs, those are and there are some great plant-based proteins, but meat is going to be your easiest source here. So are you eating protein at every meal? And not just like an egg, but like a good portion of meat. We are under eating protein, and protein is what our body uses to build healthy tissue, build healthy muscle. And as we age, we know we want healthy bones. It's one of the biggest complaints I see from women in aging is we want to make sure our bones stay healthy and strong. One of the best ways to do that is to make sure your muscles stay healthy and strong. And so having enough protein is going to help build healthy muscle. So are you getting protein at every meal? Number 2 is fat. Are you eating healthy fat? Healthy fats are crucial for our hormones. Our hormones are made of fat. So if we want healthy hormones, we need to give them healthy fats. Our brain is made of fat. Our heart pumps on fat. So we need to have joints, like the lubrication in your joints, that is happening because of healthy fats. So we want to make sure that we're getting some healthy fats in our diet. My goal is to have some fat on my plate every time I eat a meal. So what are we looking at? Avocados or avocado oil, olives and olive oil, coconut oil, butter or ghee, nuts and seeds, even like our fattier fishes, things like that. So, do you have some fat on your plate when you sit down to eat a meal? Now, it's really hard to get enough fats, especially from a variety of sources. Here in the Midwest, okay, Nicole's in Alaska right now. You probably have some really good, I don't even know where, I don't remember what part of Alaska you're in. You maybe don't have access to fish. That's probably an that's just big generalization. But here in the Midwest, we definitely don't have enough access to like fresh fish. And so we tend to be a little bit more deficient in our fish oils, in our EPA, in our DHA. And so supplementing with a fish oil can be a really beneficial tool. Now, if you've ever taken a fish oil before and then felt like you were burping up fish oil all day, I have really bad news for you. Chances are that fish oil was rancid. Fish oils go bad very quickly. And so you want to make sure the quality of your fish oil matters. How that fish oil was treated from the time it like literally like left the ocean until it got to you matters. Where it was sourced from matters. Nicole's not by the coast. I mean, you're farming, so I thought maybe not. Um, so you probably need some fish oil too, because you're not getting fish while you're in Alaska. Um, but doTERRA has created a really amazing fish oil. It's called E Omega Plus, and it's going to contain EPA and DHA from fish sourced from the Nordic Sea. So in the Nordic Sea, there's far less pollution than other places. And so we're getting a really clean fish to give us a really clean fish oil. The other thing that doTERRA has done is they've incorporated wild orange essential oil into all of their capsules. And wild orange actually preserves the fish oil so it doesn't go rancid. So you're not going to get fish oil burps with E Omega. So much so that I don't chew or I don't swallow my E Omega capsules. I chew them because they don't taste like fish. You can't burp up fish oil if they don't taste like fish. So when I take them, I don't know if you could hear it pop, but I literally am like biting it, swallowing the oil, and then, I mean, most of the time I chew the capsules because I think they taste good. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm talking to you, but it's going to give you a great source of healthy fats. Now, does that mean you don't have to eat any healthy fats? No, you still need to eat the healthy fats. This is going to fill in the gaps that you're not getting from your diet. Um, Actually, with fats, different types of fats have different properties. So coconut oil is going to have different properties than olive oil, is going to have different properties than fish oil. And so getting a variety of different fats is really important. This is going to help fill in that fish oil gap. Now, one other place that I think it's important to fill in some gaps is with our nutrients. I actually just saw, maybe yesterday on Instagram, somebody had done a video talking about how when spinach is fresh picked, like from the field, it has a lot of vitamin C in it. Within 10 days, which is the average time it takes from like food to get from the field to our grocery stores, there is zero vitamin C left in it. Because that travel time, the longer a plant sits, the less nutrients it has. So, of course, it's always best to get food as close to the source as possible. That's not always a thing, especially here in the Midwest in the winter. We're not getting fresh grown stuff straight out of the ground. Um, Even if you were getting it fresh, we know that like an orange today compared to an orange 40 years ago has about like 10% of the nutrient content that an orange used to have. It's mind boggling how much nutrient density has gone from our food. And so it's basically impossible to get all of the nutrients you need from food alone. And so this is another place that I really encourage people to fill in the gaps, and that's with a multivitamin. You can't get everything you need from food. And if we want a healthy body, we have to give it healthy nutrients. So this is where doTERRA's VMG comes in. This is doTERRA's brand new multivitamin. It is actually a drink mix. It's a packet, no more pills to take. So you add one of these a day. It says to 5 to 8 ounces of water, really cold is my preference. Shake it, stir it up, drink it. You're getting all of your nutrition from the day for the whole day right in this packet. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to eat food. And the reason I like this is if you look at the ingredient list, it doesn't have 2000% of your daily value of, well, anything. It doesn't even have 100%. It has average values between 40 and 60% because it's there to fill in the gaps in your diet. We don't want to over supplement with anything. You're just going to pee out the stuff you don't need anyway. This is really specially formulated for an average American's diet to make sure it's giving you the nutrients that you need and in a really quality way. All the B vitamins are methylated, really, and it's all coming from food. If you look at the ingredient list, it has pineapple, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. It's made from real food, not from something created in a lab. So this is going to fill in those gaps in your diet to make sure your body has the nutrients that it needs. All right. Our third foundation. So we've got drink, eat. Number 3 is move, which Cindy is doing right now as she's out for a walk at the end of her day. So we have to move our bodies. This is non-negotiable. Now, maybe you don't need the supports to move your body, but moving your body is non-negotiable. And that doesn't mean you need to join a gym. It doesn't mean you need to do some crazy workout. It means you need to walk. The more steps you can get, the better. There's a limit to that. I think I've seen over 10,000 steps, the benefits start to like wean off. But the benefits of getting like 5, 6, 7,000 steps a day are incredible. And the more steps you get, the more those benefits increase. We see a decrease in depression. We see a decrease in Alzheimer's. We see a decrease in heart disease. So many things decrease as we move more. So moving your body is non-negotiable. Go for a walk. Now, maybe you need some support. Maybe you have sore muscles or joints and it just is hard for you to walk. Try doTERRA's Deep Blue line. It's amazing. If you feel like you need some energy to walk, I'm going to encourage you to grab your peppermint oil. So peppermint essential oil. Oh, actually, I probably need this right now. I have a runny nose. Peppermint essential oil is amazing for oxygenating your brain. It helps your body get ready to work out. If you are an athlete, it actually can improve athletic performance. So one of my favorite ways to use peppermint, especially when I'm using it around working out, is to add it to my water. So 1 drop of peppermint in my water bottle gives it just like this fresh minty flavor, and it's going to help oxygenate your brain, improve athletic performance. It's going to give you that little boost to get you out and moving. So when we use oils internally like this, 2 notes I want to make. Number 1, you want to look at the bottle and make sure that there's this supplement facts label on there. That's telling you that that oil is safe to be taken internally. Now, also, like, not every oil that's safe to be taken internally do you want to put in your water. For example, oregano. Don't put oregano in your water. It's going to taste terrible and it might even burn your tongue. So, like, we want to use some common sense here, but make sure you've got that supplement facts label. Number 2 is we always want to drink oils out of glass or stainless steel, not out of plastic. Oils are very powerful, and so they can actually break down the plastics, causing you to ingest those microplastics. So glass or stainless steel anytime you're going to use oils internally. But peppermint is a favorite, especially when it comes to movement. I'm going to give you one extra little tip here. Because I'm congested, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a drop of peppermint in the palm of my hand. I'm going to rub my hands together. I'm going to cup my hands over my nose. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And take some deep breaths in. I can feel it literally opening up my airways. So good. So that's called aromatic use. Aromatic use is breathing in those oils. You could either put them in a diffuser, so you get like all the benefits of that oil in the air. Plus, it's going to replace those candles and things that we know have negative side effects. Oils only have side benefits, not side effects. So using oils internally. or topically, or aromatically can be very beneficial. All right, quick side note before we come back to our last two foundations. We've talked about water, we've talked about eating real food, and we've talked about movement. And some of these products are things that are going to be non negotiables in your diet: electrolytes, fish oil, multivitamin. Now, if those are things that you're looking at doTERRA for, I just want to let you know before we go on to our last two foundations that if you start here, um, this is how we would recommend you start if you are not with doTERRA already, or even if you are. Looking at getting the MetaPower Recharge as part of your daily routine, doTERRA's VMG, and the E Omega Plus. When you order this bundle of the E Omega Plus and the VMG, you're automatically going to get for free with your first order of that this VMG shaker bottle. It has a cute little spring in the bottle, so it helps shake up your VMG. And it includes a bottle of peppermint. So you're going to get those for free when you order your VMG and E Omega. So if you have any questions about how to order that, make sure you reach out to the person who invited you to this class. We can help you get started. But these are the non-negotiable supports that you're going to want to have as you start to create these healthy foundations. Okay, so last two foundations. Sleep. Non-negotiable. Sometimes I debate making sleep number one. Sleep, water, water, sleep. I don't know. You cannot have a healthy lifestyle. You cannot feel your best if you are not sleeping. There are some shocking statistics about if you get less than 6 hours of sleep a night, your likelihood of premature death in basically every category increases. Risk of Alzheimer's increases with a lack of sleep. Risk of type 2 diabetes increases. It is shocking. So doTERRA has a sleep system. Okay, first thing, foundation, sleep. Sleep 7 to 8 hours a night minimum. Women, 8 to 9. You need a little more sleep. We need a little more sleep. If you need support at that, maybe you can like check this box and be like, yep, I've got that. If you need support with sleep, doTERRA has a sleep system that's been clinically shown to improve sleep so much to the point that people's biological age actually starts to decrease. You actually start to age backwards when you get good sleep. Your biological age goes down, even though you're like you keep aging. We can't turn that number around, but your body can act younger. Your cells can be younger. And so doTERRA's sleep system, I'm going to talk just for a second about Serenity Oil. Serenity Oil is one that you are going to grab. I love to use it in my diffuser. So again, diffuser is super easy to use. You just fill it up with water. There's a little line there. Fill it up with water. I had maybe 3, 4, 5 drops of my essential oil based on, depending on the size of my room. And I started about 30 minutes before bed. By breathing in that oil, it's telling your body, like, hey, it's time to calm down now. Think about like when you go to the dentist and you need some dental work done, and maybe you need a little help calming down. They're not giving you a shot, they're not giving you a pill, they're having you breathe in that gas. That's the power of your sense of smell. Your sense of smell can actually impact your physical body. Your sense of smell is your only sense that's directly connected to your brain. And so breathing in serenity is telling your body, like, hey, calm down. It's time for sleep now. So they have a stick, a supplement, and an oil, all to support healthy sleep. But the best thing you can do is just prioritize that time. Make sure you've got 7, 8, 9 hours blocked out on your calendar that you can sleep every day. Make sure you're sleeping in a cold, dark room. Make sure you're not sleeping with a cell phone by your head. And it's really in your best interest to get off of a screen. Here we are in the evenings on screens. No computers, no phones, no TV, even like half hour to an hour, 2 hours before bed can have a really big impact. If you're still struggling with sleep, reach out to me or somebody else. We can give you some extra tips and things to try. And number 5 is relax. I know this is the thing every woman wants to hear. Just relax. But we have to find a way to manage our stress. Our stress is literally killing us. So we have to have a way to manage our stress. The stress itself isn't going away. We live in a stressful world. So how can we manage our stress levels? Um, here's my big shift I want you to practice if this is the thing that you feel like you need to focus on. Number one is breathing. We need to slow down our breathing. When we are stressed, we tend to breathe shallower and faster. If you can slow down your breathing, it can help pull your body out of that stress state. Even if you still feel stress, your body will come out of that stress state. And so, my favorite method for slowing down my breath is called box breathing. I breathe in for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and hold it for 4. Obviously, slower than I just said. But I practice that every morning before I get out of bed. I practice that every night before I fall asleep. Helps me fall asleep better. And then when I feel stressed, I've already practiced that thing. And so it's easier for me to help slow my breath down. So slow your breath down. Breathing matters. And doTERRA has an amazing product. It's called Adaptive. It is the calming blend. And it has been clinically shown to reduce reported stress levels in clients, participants of the study. So Adaptive is a blend of oils specifically for lowering stress levels. I love to use Adaptive as my perfume. I get to smell it all day long, and it helps just keep me grounded and focused. So I actually have it in this like little roller here. So it's already diluted. Anytime we're applying oils directly to our skin, we want to dilute them with fractionated coconut oil. It's going to make sure if you have any sort of like skin sensitivity that you don't have to worry about that. It's going to help protect your skin. And so this roller already has fractionated coconut oil in there. I don't have my Adaptive oil, my roller next to me because it goes everywhere else with me. But you'll see in the roller, it's already like so simple to use. So I'll roll it on my neck. I'll roll it maybe behind my neck, on my wrists. This is my perfume. Helps keep me calm and focused throughout the day. An extra perk, these Adaptive Blend capsules. If you struggle with stress and anxiety, these are my go-to. They're amazing at supporting your body's ability to like take everything down a notch. So we've got 5 foundations. We can use essential oils and other things to help support them. And at the beginning, to start with, you can just be really intentional about, I'm going to drink more water today. I'm going to eat more protein today. So it's not about replacing everything with a supplement or an oil. It's about incorporating these lifestyle habits into your daily routine. Now, doTERRA is a program that's really amazing. If you're like, hey, oh, I've got the wrong one circled here. Well, I guess not because it's April 30th, right? I'll give you guys a little sneak peek for tomorrow because tomorrow's May 1st. doTERRA is a program that allows you to get all of their most popular oils for free. So this is doTERRA Rewards. Rewards is doTERRA's like frequent flyer program. It is their program that rewards us as customers for purchasing. If you are in doTERRA Rewards, you are saying, yes, I will buy at least one product a month. And in exchange, when your order is over 50 PV, you get points back. Points are dollars that you can use to buy free product. You are going to get free shipping anytime your order is over 100 PV. And you're also going to get a free product every time your order is over 125 PV and it's placed by the 15th of the month. And so over the course of 12 months, you are going to receive for free all 12 of doTERRA's most popular oils, which is pretty amazing. Adaptive is in there. Serenity is in there. Peppermint's not because you get it for free with your shaker. So peppermint is not one of those free oils, but you do get it for free with your shaker. So I guess you get 13 free oils. And again, this is with 125 PV. And that starter that we showed with the Recharge, the E Omega, and the VMG, that qualifies you for these free products. So if you're using those products, it's so easy. They come to your house every single month. You can also change your order. You're not committed to the same thing every single month. But if you're using those products, they show up every month, including a free oil. So tomorrow starts May 1st. For the month of May, you are going to get Copaiba for free. Copaiba is, okay, I have to just side note. I'm going to grab my essential oil book here. Unfortunately, they don't make this book anymore, which makes me so sad. But I'm going to grab my book and tell you what Copaiba does because you need this oil. If you don't have it yet, this has to be part of your stash. Here's why. Copaiba helps with pain and inflammation, arthritis, gout, and muscle cramps, liver toxicity, tendinitis, plantar fasciitis, and heel spurs, respiratory and tonsil issues, sore throat. Wait, I'm going to dig mine out and I'm going to use it right now. Dopamine deficiency, colitis and intestinal infections, autoimmune disorders, and cancer. By the way, oils don't cure, prevent, or treat anything, but they can absolutely support your body. Fungal, bacterial, and viral infections, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and bloating, dry skin and hair, acne, eczema, psoriasis, aging skin, collagen production, wound healing, headaches and migraines, endometriosis and PMS, high blood pressure, anxiety, sleep issues, blisters, bites, burns, bruising, sprains. Like, if that isn't just like everything, Copaiba is a phenomenal oil, and you can get it for free for the month of May when you place an order between May 1st and May 15th. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me or whoever invited you here a message, and we can help with that. But all those oils we talked about tonight, you can get for free when you're already getting your foundational wellness products. So make your wish list, connect with the person who invited you here, place your order. Also, if you have not already, we have a brand new Facebook group. It's called the Wellness Hub. You can join it by either scanning this QR code or reaching out and asking for an invite. And in the Wellness Hub, we are going to focus on these foundational pieces. We're going to go deeper. I actually recorded in there an hour-long class last week all about hormones. So if you want to learn about hormone imbalances, or you know someone who wants to learn, add them to the Wellness Hub, invite them to come learn too. And there's an hour-long recording in that group all about hormones. More to come. I always have lots of things to say. So if there's a topic that you're like, hey, I want to learn more about, let me know and we can get that up in there too. But all about foundational wellness. All right, we're going to do a little giveaway just for you guys being here right now. So I would love to hear in the chat, what is the first thing that you are going to implement? What is your first goal? What's your first habit that you would like to implement into your diet, into your routine after listening tonight?
I am going to replace my Crystal Light with electrolytes.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And I just encourage, like, every time you're like, is this something I want to be using on a regular basis? Look at your ingredients. Are they real? Are they real? I don't actually know what the ingredients of Crystal Light are. They may be great.
Well, the very first thing was maltodextrin, so that's sugar.
Yep. Yep.
Gotta go.
Probably has got to go. And not everybody's going to be in the place to be like, oh, I want to replace this thing that I really like. And that's okay. You're like, no, I really want to keep my Crystal Light. Okay, keep it and incorporate electrolytes. But it's such a great, yeah, we get the flavor and the health benefits. Okay, I know Nicole's making supper for her family right now. So, all right, Cindy, you're my winner. I will get you some extra VMG next time I see you.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yes. And then we're just going to end, actually not end. I've got one more thing I want to say, but if you didn't come from a healthy family, make sure a healthy family comes from you. There is no such thing as, well, my family has this, and so I'm going to have this. You may
I
be
like that.
predisposed to something, but your lifestyle, your foundations, and your habits determine whether those genes actually turn off or on. You have so much more control than we've been given credit for. So you can take control of what happens and how your body, now, maybe not all of it, maybe not 100%, but you have control over 90% of your health. And so your genes play a little bit of a role, your habits play more. And so make the shift. The last thing I was going to say is if you are interested in doing what I do, what we do, educating about health, educating about doTERRA, talking to your friends about the products you're already using and loving, doTERRA has a really amazing compensation plan. Whether you are just a customer and sharing a link, you can actually earn free product without ever building a business with doTERRA, or build a business with us and you get to hang out. I'm not actually in this picture. My brother-in-law got married the same day all my friends went to Salt Lake City for doTERRA's convention. I don't know why I was not consulted in the dates for his wedding, but we have an amazing group. If you are looking for community, if you are looking for purpose, if you are looking for connection, and if you love doTERRA's products, we have a place for you here. And so, Cindy, you need to come to Salt Lake City with us this year. We need to
I
talk about this.
that sounds great.
It is my favorite thing about the whole year. So there's always a place, and there are ways for you to earn free product and money and get to spend time with some really amazing women and a few men. We do have a few men, mostly women, and it is my favorite thing. I will never leave doTERRA as a company. Number one, because I can't live without these products. Even if I wasn't doing doTERRA as a business, I would still use so many of their products because I really think they are the best ones out there. And that's coming from someone who carries probably 8 different supplement lines in my office. doTERRA is at the top of my list for so many things. So I will never stop using doTERRA. And then this community is the reason I will never stop doing doTERRA as a business. They're literally my best friends. I didn't know any of them before doTERRA. And it's just amazing. So if you are looking for community and connection, we have that too. All right, you guys, I did that in 45 minutes. That's got to be some kind of record for me. All right. If those of you who are live have any questions, I'm happy to hang around and answer them as I sit here and like huff some peppermint.
I was just glad to hear you say that you could replace your perfume.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I'm sure that's probably a normal, typical toxic product in a bathroom.
It really is. Yeah, perfumes are, most of them are known endocrine disruptors. They mess with your hormones. They can congest your liver. Lots of trickle down effects to traditional perfumes. And essential oils work so amazing. So Adaptive is a favorite. Some people really love Clary Calm as a perfume, which also works great for balancing your hormones. So it's like a win-win. I don't love that aroma. I didn't have Adaptive sitting here, so I'd actually just put on Magnolia, all the floral oils, Magnolia, Neroli, Rose, Jasmine. Like you can make some really amazing perfume blends. Find something that you love. But yeah, it's an easy thing. It's an easy swap to make.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yay, you're welcome. All right. Thank you all for being here tonight, and I will see you soon. And again, if you've got people that you think would love to hear this, we're here every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. for the whole month of May. So bring them along next time. Send them the link. Same link every week. All right. See you next time.
Good night.